Hi everybody, my name is Serena. Thank you for dropping by my channel, Tarot by Serena. And even though the title is Tarot by Serena, just know that I use all kinds of different cards. So don't think it's going to be relegated to just one specific deck. You never know what's going to pop up. So this video is messages for all the zodiac signs for January 2021. And I realize that the month is pretty much half over, but you know what? It doesn't feel like 2021 has actually started. It feels like we are still dealing with 2020 energy. And my sense is that we won't really feel a shift until the sun moves into Aquarius on the 20th, which is just a few days away. But really, it's all about divine timing. You will receive a message at the time that you are supposed to receive it. So for the people who are watching this video, even when it's long past January 2021, are still going to get a message that they are meant to hear at that point in time. So let's get started. I have already shuffled the deck, so I am going to take one card off the top of the deck for each sign. And since it is Capricorn season, why don't we start with Capricorn? And your card is Metamorphosis. So I'm sure that you went through quite a bit of changes during 2020. I don't know of anybody who didn't. But if you haven't, just know that you will be experiencing a metamorphosis in some way, shape, or form. How it comes about, I couldn't tell you for sure. It could be a new relationship, it could be a new job, it could be a new way of thinking and doing things. Just be open to all of the possibilities. So for Aquarius, your card is Solitude. Now, I'm sure in 2020, you probably spent a great deal of time in solitude, like me. Or maybe you were in lockdown by yourself or possibly with your family, and it was difficult to achieve solitude. Perhaps you were an essential worker and you didn't have that luxury that everybody else had. So your message for 2021 is to really take some time for yourself and to think about what it is that you want to do in 2021 moving forward. So for Pisces, your card is Slow and Steady. So that means slow down, be steady, take your time. There is no rush. You've got it. Next up is Aries, and your card is Coming Apart. Now, I'm sure it feels like things fell apart already in 2020. So what this card is telling you is that you're going to be dealing with whatever fell apart in 2020. And if nothing really fell apart, then you can look forward to something changing. Because whenever things need to change, whenever you're on your way to something better, sometimes things have to fall apart before that can happen. Next up is Taurus, and your card is Cleaning House. Now, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and they love having a beautiful home. So I'm sure that this is something that all Tauruses feel one way or another about. However, this is not just necessarily about cleaning house. It's also about decluttering, getting rid of stuff that you don't use anymore, getting rid of stuff that doesn't fit anymore, getting rid of stuff that maybe your kids have outgrown. When you declutter, when you are making space for something new and wonderful to come into your life. Next up is Gemini, and your card is Heal the Ouch. So what this means is it's time to do some healing work. On my Instagram, I'm always talking about how important it is to do the healing work, because what a lot of people don't realize is that we all have baggage, we all have wounds, we have some sort of trauma in our childhood. And what people don't realize is that those wounds, that baggage, that trauma, it affects your relationships. And I'm not talking just about the romantic ones. I'm talking about friendships, the relationships that you have with family members, the people that you work with, it's all there. So do the healing work. Next up is Cancer. I'm really excited about this because I am a Cancer. And the message is wide open. So what this means is there are infinite possibilities to things. So whatever it is that you have been hoping for, whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, the universe is asking that you be wide open, because there are so many ways that the universe can present to you ways to get where you want to be. But our little pea brains can only think of a few. So sometimes when a different way is presented, we don't recognize that this is a sign that we're on the right path, or maybe this is where we need to go. So be wide open to all the possibilities. Next up is Leo, and your card is Sad Embrace. Now, although this looks like a very sad card, and there was a lot of loss in 2020, not just of people, but of jobs and of routines. And a lot of people don't realize that those are losses. If you talk to your children and they tell you that they miss their friends and they miss going to school, that is their way of expressing the grief of that loss. And whenever things change, oftentimes we have to lose something or someone in the process. So what this card is telling you is that it's okay to be sad. It's okay to grieve. And there is no time limit on grieving. Nowhere in any self-help book does it say that you have to be done grieving a certain situation or a certain person by a certain time. Only you can be the judge of that. So next up is Virgo, and your card is Coming to Life. So what this means is it's time to come to life. Maybe you've been hiding out at home, like me, for the last 10 months or so. Now is your time to shine bright and to come to life. Hopefully, if you were at home, you had the opportunity to think about what was going right in your life and what wasn't, and doing what was necessary to shift what wasn't. So in January 2021, it's time to come to life. Let all of that wonderfulness inside of you come out. So next up is Libra, and your card is Intention. Now, it is January, and a lot of people make a New Year's resolution at the beginning of the year. And how often do people stick to those resolutions? The reason that New Year's resolutions don't work is because it's often a goal or something that might not necessarily be attainable, or maybe a lot of work has to be done in order to attain it. And then you just become so overwhelmed by all the work that's required that you just say, forget it. An intention is different. An intention is something that you focus on. And the more that you focus on it, the more the universe will bring the right people and open the right doors for you. So that is the difference. If you're constantly thinking about your intention, you are really putting a lot of focus on it. And you would absolutely be amazed at what can happen when you set an intention versus making a New Year's resolution. So Scorpio, your card is Movement. Now, if you are like me and you have spent the last 10 months sitting at home, there hasn't been a lot of movement. But this is not necessarily a card about exercise or moving around. This could be a card that means maybe you're going to move in a literal sense, maybe you're going to move in a figurative sense. All it's saying is that if you have been stuck and stagnant for the better part of 2020, something's going to change. Now, that doesn't mean that you sit around and wait for that to change. It's better if you take action. And like I said before, the universe will guide you to the right people and open up the right doors. And then we have Sagittarius, and your card is Ride the Wave. And simply what that means is have faith. I know that that can be hard for a lot of people, but really, if you just surrender and if you just say to the universe, I am relinquishing control because I cannot make the best choices for myself, that I'm allowing you to take over. And essentially, that's what this card means. Just ride the wave and just have faith. So that is it for January 2021. If you liked what you saw and you want to hear more, then please hit the subscribe button. I am available for private readings, so send me an email and we can definitely talk about that. Thank you again for stopping by and have a great day.